Hey everyone, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself now and then we'll get into the comments. So, if you're new to this channel, we are a movement, y'all. We have, oh man, I should have, oh, can y'all see me okay? I didn't put on my light. Oh, do I need my light or am I okay? I hope I'm okay because I didn't even think to put on my light and I think it's dead and the charger is anyway. So welcome to the channel. Today has been a day. I'm okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Effrey. Okay, great. I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, and on this channel, we talk all things wellness, travel, and finance. For the past 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks. Sunday will be 4 weeks, 28 days. We have been in a movement. I've been hosting lives every single day, sometimes twice a day, because we are at a critical juncture in our lives, right? We are going to experience things that we read about in our history books. And so I have a commitment to come on live for the foreseeable future, at least through this December, every day, except the holidays, and then continue into January with the we'll see what that schedule looks like because I will be traveling. But anyway, we are part of the Stay Ready movement. I am the founder and creator of Black Travel and Culture Community. We launched in 2017. I am not new to this conversation. You can look on my social media platforms, especially Instagram. I don't think I've archived it, but my first post was in 2017 under the Black Travel and Culture brand. And so this channel is all about education, inspiration, and information. And right now, we need all of that. We need all of that. And we have started, I think, at a good time. Like we started November 10th, gave us a good 2 months plus to start this movement, to start getting ready. So when the changes happen, we're ready. So the playlist is available. The Stay Ready Move Abroad playlist is on the channel. So if you're new, go ahead and catch up. Also, you can go ahead and if you're in the room now, go ahead and like the video simply because it helps to get the algorithm to push it out to more people so they get more information. I am not liking this light, y'all. So I may have to get another light. Hold on a second. Or maybe if I direct my blinds over this way. Give me a second. And I threw my earrings up here to put on and forgot to do that. Yeah, it was a morning. But let me tell you something. This was another divine message that this conversation is right on time. I had posted that we were going to start late because I was on a call with a good friend who literally just found out that she will not have a job um, at the like I think they want her to start, turnover reports and all of that. And I think she's not even certain, but she thinks she will get paid through the end of the year plus whatever package they're going to give her. But it was unexpected. And with what's going on in this climate, she's not a spring chicken, meaning she's not a millennial. She's not excuse me. She's not a young millennial. She's not a, 20 something just out of college. She is in crisis mode because she wasn't prepared. And I'm not going to share her whole story, but financially, this is going to be a challenge. And she's by herself. So, saying all that to say, let me do a disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I am none of those things. I listen. I help people strategize. I help people realize that everything is figure outable. And I stole that from Marie, and I can't think of her last name, but every problem has a solution. And so she knew I had a 11 o'clock call and we were wrapping up, but we were in the middle of a strategy point. And so I knew it was going to be 2 minutes extra. I had to go get some water and use the bathroom, all of that. So anyway, saying all that to say, this is right on time. This message is right on time. And we have time to plan. And as we have been saying here, those who fail to plan to fail. And so we chit chat in here. This is not a pre-produced video. So if you're coming in, after the live, go ahead and skip, fast forward, do whatever you need to do to get the information you need to get. But we're going to chit chat. I'm going to go through some of the comments. I am going to get this light because I do think it's just a little too dark or something. So give me 1 second to get the light and I will come back and go through the comments and then we'll get into the content. Much better. I feel much better now. Just looked a little too dark, and I'm sure this light will cut off, and I didn't bring the charger, but that's fine. Okay, so let's get into who's here, the comments. Flaming Crystal was first. Hey, happy Friday. I cannot believe it is December 6th already. Oh, thank you. So anyone who hasn't checked, we did a live about the best and most strategic and smart gifts to give this year instead of just wasting our money. As part of the Stay Ready movement, there are some gift ideas that just make sense, not only for other people, but for ourselves as well. So put those on your list. Tell people instead of getting you that discounted bottle of perfume to get you one of the things on the list. So thank you for that. So you could check out the clip. It went live earlier today. So hey, Moni Juliet, good to see you. Yeah, I did put 910. Hey, Larunda, welcome. Thank you for y'all guys are gonna make me cry. My family. Change profile thingy for YouTube. Oh, you mean for the time? Yeah, I didn't have time to do all of that. If you came in here, then you would see it. So, and then I messed up with the time anyway, so I'm glad I didn't do that. Good morning, Kim, with the needed gems. Oh, thank you, LaRonda. Okay, so let me see who I haven't said hi to or who has a question. Hey, WM, welcome back. Yeah, this is definitely like having a family. Yep, yep, yep. I left another live to get these gems. Oh my God. I know YouTube, I have you like that. Like, oh my gosh, somebody else is doing something. So, um, Patricia, welcome back. Oh, I didn't know they were on. Okay. Oh, it was a live. I didn't, you know, everybody seems to be because I know Stephanie was live yesterday, if I'm not, or she posted something yesterday. So everybody's speeding up the momentum to get this movement going. Okay. I just want to make sure because I know y'all were chit chatting. Okay. I got to where we were present. Hey, Effie. Good to see you. Hey, Gloria. Welcome, first timer. You are now officially a member of the Gym Nation. Well, if you subscribe, if you're a subscriber, welcome to the Gym Nation family. Okay. No, I looked at the text. I mean, the message I said, I put 9:10 a.m. Hey, Cynthia, welcome, welcome, welcome. Dallas, Texas. We have a few people that come in from Dallas. I know Efrey, I think you've been here. Yep, here, or well, Texas, I meant to say, because CTR is new. And she's calling in from or dialing in. Do we even say dial anymore? From Houston. Welcome, welcome. And Queens, New York is in the building. New Mexico, perfect, perfect, perfect. Maryland. Um, and now we talked about people and how they're feeling, and the overwhelming the overwhelming. Oh well, no, it looks a little split. No, majority rules. The fives have won. So Efrey is a 5, Miss P is a 5, Moni is a 5. Um, Larunda is a 5. And then let's see who the ones were, and then we'll get into the content. CTR is a 1. Crystal, she was just fired. So she's a 1. You no stress. God bless. Cynthia is a 1. And that's all the ones. But yeah, I think again, we're only in early December. And so the days ahead are, oh, there was another 5, Patricia. Okay. Yeah, the days ahead. Yeah, Crystal, you have to check for the, yeah, exactly. The outlook. Yeah, the days ahead are not going to be pleasant to watch, to hear about. And again, if you were part of the um live yesterday, where we broke down or summarized 29 of the top points of the 2025 project 2025 document, right? The 900 plus page document, then you will know that the days ahead are not for us, right? For some, the wealthy, for some white men, yes, they're going to be much sunnier days ahead. But for us, trouble, trouble is all I'll say. But again, everything is figure outable, and the resources that I hope to provide today should let us know that it's all about strategy, it's all about planning, and it's all about execution once you do all of those. And some of the resources may seem, hmm, well, that really doesn't talk to Black people. We're going to get into why, because we're about winning. And when you want to win, you have to follow the winners. In my investment journey, I didn't follow people that didn't win an investment. I followed people like Warren Buffett, right? That won in this, investing world, the stock world. And so that's the kind of attitude we're going to have moving forward. We have to learn to fight fire with fire. We are not unified enough. We don't have a designated leader that people are gravitating to and putting their faith in. So we have to look to where the winners are based on planning, strategy, execution, fighting fire with fire, and follow their blueprint. And so we're going to get into that in a second. Let me see. Oh, thank you. The layout I had last night was really nice. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So anyone who wants to just listen, it wasn't no beautifully designed document, and that it's also free. It's a Google document that lays out the 29 of the top areas that we need to pay attention to when it comes to what this project 2025 is about. You can go on to yesterday's video, look in the description. There's a link to download it for free. And there's also like resources to get you to the document so you can read for yourself, as well as other documents that have been released that give a blueprint. So go ahead, you can check out yesterday's video and get that document. It's free. It's through Beacons, but that's to manage. Since this, I don't know how many views this document is going to, this video is going to get. I need to manage my Google accounts since it's a Google document. I don't want to put that link so accessible. So you'll have to take a step. You'll have to give your email address to get the document, and it goes to Beacon. So anyway, oh goodness. So today we are not talking passports, but if somebody wants to answer CTR, then go ahead. Today you can find that on the website, right? You can go to the travel.state.gov website and find that out. Oh, I wish I thought I looked fine with the natural light. It looked a little too dark for me, and I don't like this light because it's, right in my eyes, but it's okay. Need to heal my nervous system. I've noticed how hypervigilant and unfocused I've become. Oh my gosh, this is what we're talking about today. Seems like the two are opposite, but I feel like I'm on a fight. Let me clarify. I'm not saying this is what you are, but terms for that. So I'm not even gonna there are terms to describe what you're feeling, and your feelings are valid. And so I'm not gonna put any medical terms out there because, like I said, I am not a doctor. So I will read medical terms from articles that are available, but just know your feelings are valid, and you're not in the minority. Let's just say that. Okay. Where is the one page doc from last night, Cynthia? So you can go onto the video from yesterday. It should be like one of the first links. And I think you'll see the extension Google Doc. And so just click on that and it'll take you there. Okay. It should have been linked on that video. Yes. Oh, you were answering. Yes, 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 yes. In the description. Okay. I feel her completely older and not financially prepared. Listen. And that's unfortunately the story of many of us. And this is the second friend that has, within a month, that has a crisis, a similar type of story. One is more extreme than the other. And again, I just have a feeling that all of us are going to be getting calls like that or calling people. And so, again, I want to provide as many resources as possible for us to stay in community, for us to galvanize each other, because I'm getting ahead of myself because that's one of the solutions. So, okay. Yes. And please, if you're in here, hit the like button. That is how you pay your tithes. We have some trustees that will meet you in the vestibule at the end of service if you do not comply. So please go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this information with a friend. And so, yeah. Oh, good morning from North Carolina. Good to see you. This is my first time seeing your name. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so I'm going to start that so we could get into the conversation, and then I'll come back and say, we're not talking passports today. We're talking Black women in the workplace. So if your question is related to Black women in the workplace, please feel free to put a question mark or a QQQ next to the question, and I'll be able to spot those easier. But when it comes to passports, let's hold off on that conversation. There are resource guides, there are videos, and all of that that have been done already. And today's conversation, especially based on the conversation I had this morning, needs full attention. We cannot be distracted. This is a call to action to make sure we protect our mental, our spiritual, and our physical ultimately. And so let's just get into that. So please respect the process and let's get into it. So let me open my notes. I have them because, child, we've been doing this it'll be 28 days. So today is Friday. We've been doing this 26 days, and these videos are starting to run together in my mind, or the notes, I should say. And so, as many of you have seen, the title of this live is called Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures, right? And basically, what does that mean? It, in summary, just means that we are at a point, when you get to a point in time, whatever the situation is, you have to match energies, right? If we are in a place of influx, you have to match energies to combat that influx, right? And so the same with desperate times. This is a desperate time. Jobs are going to be completely just in sheer volume are going to go away. And jobs that we thought many of us have had, put decades into, and would walk away retired, right? Think about the nurses and the doctors that spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands to get their degrees, to go through their residencies and become doctors, protecting with the goal to protect people, to do no harm. And now these doctors, nurses, and everyone in the medical industry now have to make decisions based on not their belief, right? Not what they learned in med school, but what's being dictated to them. Do they stay in those areas, or do they give up everything that they worked so hard for, right? This includes law as well. We're not just talking about federal jobs, diversity, and inclusion. We're talking medical, we're talking legal, we're talking areas that are going to truly be turned upside down, and people are going to have to make some hard decisions. And people already know that. Since what happened a few weeks ago, almost a month ago, no, a month ago, happened, people know now that there are some hard decisions that are going to have to happen. And how is that going to affect my life, my family's life, everything I thought for my future? And so, again, desperate times are calling for different measures. And also understanding that whatever we don't handle on the outside will handle us on the inside. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling, and that's on the inside, right? But you're being affected from the outside. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling stressed, and you're not dealing with those things, it's going to handle you. It's going to manifest itself in certain ways that you may not even be expecting. And the comment, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the person that made just the comment on how she's feeling highs and lows and anxious. That is going to be more common than not. But there are solutions, right? There are solutions to every problem. And I did introduce myself at the beginning. So if you don't know who I am, you can watch from the beginning. And welcome to the Gemstone Nation if you're tuning in. So I do want to start off by introducing some of the articles that I have been seeing floating around on this conversation, about this conversation, because it's what word do I want to use? Even though certain outlets are talking about it, this needs to be more mainstream. This needs to be at the top of every news outlet, talking about what's going on with women in the workplace, what is expected to happen with women in the workplace. Even if they don't want to talk about Black women specifically, women in the workplace is a conversation that we need to be having. And how are women expected to move forward, especially as misogyny is given the green light, right? It doesn't have to hide anymore, right? If a man grapples you in the hallway, who you gonna tell? What you gonna do? If there's civil rights issues being violated, who you gonna tell? What you gonna do? Like, listen, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And so Forbes actually had and I usually always check to make sure my audio is working, but since you've been commenting, I guess we're good. Forbes did they've been really talking about this for a while, and we're going to get into the article. I can't pull up the articles because of the ads. There are so many ads that populate. If you go to Forbes.com and try to read an article, God bless you, have some patience. But there's just too many ads for me to try to put it on screen and make YouTube mad and all of that. But they have been talking about this November 6th or 5th, whatever day that was, that Tuesday. And they've continued to talk about women in the workplace and what that means. And if you saw the thumbnail, I got one of the headlines from an article from Forbes. And so let's look at what they have said. And to also level set, the American Psychological Association, the APA, said that 68% of Americans reported, this is the 2020 election, that the 2020 election had a significant source of stress. No, it was a, excuse me. 68% of Americans reported the 2020 election as a significant source of stress, with women disproportionately affected. Fast forward to 2024, and the stakes grew even higher, with many women interpreting Grump's return to office as a symbolic and tangible step backward for gender equality, reproductive rights, and workplace equality. So that is from the APA, the American Psychological Association. They're already ahead of this. So in 2020, 68% said that the election was stressful. Trust and believe that number is much higher today, with the women probably being more affected. So the article, and the ad just keeps popping up. The article that I'm going to reference, the date was December 2nd, and the title is Post-Election, Many Women Are Working with High Functioning Depression. So anyone, if you want to pull it up now or save it in your docket, whatever, again, this is on Forbes.com. And so Grump's re-election has sent ripples through the professional world, particularly among women. For many, this outcome has been more than a political loss. It feels deeply personal. Many mental health experts have witnessed a startling trend among their clients, a wave of high functioning depression. Women, and I'm going to define what high functioning depression is in a minute. Women are still showing up at work, fulfilling their responsibilities, and appearing outwardly composed, but beneath the surface, they're struggling. Oh, this makes me emotional just based on the conversation I had. So just give me a second. The immediate online rhetoric from misogynistic men and voters who rejoiced when Harris lost, in addition to the conversations around abortion rights and women's health, left many women feeling downright depressed and anxious. If you or someone you know has been feeling off since a month ago, you're not imagining it. There has been an emotional fallout. And so, I'm going to give a quick summary of what high functioning depression is, if I could find it. So technically, high functioning depression is not a medical term. Like, you're not going to find this as a diagnosis, but it falls in lines with other diagnoses. And so it was created as like a buzz phrase, right? A buzzword. And I do believe that what a lot of us are feeling just simply means that we are able to show up, like the article said, show up and continue to get work done. But inside, we're falling apart. And Black women, like I always say, if white women catch a cold, Black women, we're getting the flu plus respiratory illness plus. And so Black women are not only feeling it from a misogynistic standpoint, right? We're feeling it from a racist standpoint as well. We don't know who's saying what about us, even though before people, they were confined to say certain things or they were restricted from saying certain things. We now have to worry about the misogyny and the racism that exists in the workplace, which can now be overt. And so, high functioning depression just means you're able to get things done while battling inside. And so Um, let me just check off what I've covered. So yeah, so let me get to another article that Forbes put together, and this was pre-election, right? This was on October 29th, 2024. And the title was How the 2024 Election Will Impact the Workplace and Wellness for Women. And if you're asking a question, again, put the Q in front of it or a question mark. This conversation is about Black women in the workplace. And please, let's respect that. Thank you. Um, so this article talks about it said we are 1 week out from the 2024, you know what, coming to a close, and none of us know who will win the biggest prize, the presidency. And yet there is one thing that we do know for sure, and that is there is a huge gender gap in this election between the women who overwhelmingly support Harris and the men who overwhelmingly support Trump. Regardless of who wins, women will either reap the benefits of pro-women policies or feel the repercussions of regressive ones on January 20th, 2025. And listen, you can read that article. It's a great article to kind of lay out what we were in for and what is going to pretty much come to pass. And so it says the results will have huge consequences for the women of America and future generations of American women and girls, more than any we have seen over the 3 decades. Over the 3 decades, I don't know. This year's election puts the gender gap front and center in a way we have not seen since Hillary Clinton was the nominee. This time around, the woman running is considered the incumbent, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so basically, it's laying out that we're not just talking about what's going to happen in 2025, right? We're talking about what's going to happen for decades to come. And that's why strategy and planning, like you are a warrior, right? We're about to be in war in many ways. Then, we're thinking with the common thought, right? We are about to go to war as it relates to gender rights, women's rights, girls' rights. Like we are about to go to war. And so we have to be prepared. And so how do we get prepared? Well, first, let's talk about I'm going too fast. Let's first talk about how we identify, right? We need to identify if we are suffering from any type of high functioning depression. And I once again have to do a disclaimer. I am not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, any of the above, nor do I purport to play one on YouTube. Please, if you are feeling any of this, any angst, any uneasiness, any woefulness, don't suffer in silence. And we'll get into ways to deal with that. So let's go to how let me see, can I pull this up? I want to be able to share this if I can. How to identify. Here's how to identify if you're feeling the beginning stages, the middle stages, or you're in full highly functioning depression mode. If you're unable to get out of bed in the morning, right? If you are just at a point where you are not able to get yourself ready when you were before, right? You were before, you were able to, even if you had to hit the snooze button 10 times, you were getting up and you were getting out the door. Now it's like it's almost impossible. Your kids are suffering because you're not, cooking breakfast because you're just barely able to make it out the door. Whatever, if the changes are happening that you notice in the morning, may be a sign that you are in high functioning depression. If there is increased absenteeism at the workplace, so if you're finding any little excuse to not go in, then guess what? That could be a sign of you withdrawing, right? You becoming withdrawn from reality or what you deem as reality, and that could be a sign of high functioning depression. Procrastination. Procrastination when Now some people procrastinate, and that doesn't mean that they're depressed. Our founder of the 60 plus Black women expat group, she talked about how she was a procrastinator and her friend called her out on it. So it doesn't always mean that this is a sign of high functioning depression, but if it's the antithesis or if it's different than how you used to perform, then it may be. And so if you're struggling to stay on track and hit certain deadlines, that can be a sign of high functioning depression. Like you're there, you're at the job, you're clocking in, but getting it done is a challenge. You start to avoid things, right? It's called avoidance behavior. So you may avoid coworkers who you think supported your opposing viewpoint, right? So you avoid them, right? But that could be the majority of the people you work with. So now you're avoiding people that you used to be in or thought you were in community with. So um, make sure that you're not alienating yourself, right? Don't give them a reason, right? You need to be in control of this as much as you can. Don't give them a reason to say, okay, well, it's your fault, because they're going to think of any way to blame it on you. But if you are noticing yourself avoiding certain people, which makes sense, we need to figure that out. Also, emotional shifts. So, uncharacteristic irritability, tearfulness, detachment can all be a symbol or a sign that you fit into this high functioning depressive state. And irritability, when you didn't have it before, listen, some people are just irritable. We know that they've been irritable. But if that wasn't you, then we need to get to the bottom of that and work on that. And detachment, like I said. And so if any of these, if you're finding that any of these areas are consuming you or affecting you in ways that they weren't affecting you before, let's see how we can address those. And there are ways to address them. And so, again, I am not a doctor, I am not a physician. I just have to keep saying that. And I do think therapy and psychological doctors or psychiatrists are necessary, right? As long as you vet them properly. They're not all built the same, but as long as they are um culturally sensitive, they understand your plight, then I highly recommend you getting seek professional help in that area. But there are other ways that we can look to address, and these are mostly free, right? Except for the seeking help. So we already talked about that. Another way, please, please, please limit your social media. Take control of what you consume. Stop watching, and this is all under one, right? Limit your social media, take control of the news and media that you consume. Stop watching news around the clock. Stop engaging in news topics that are going to lead into battles and conflict with your friends and your family. take control of your life. All of that will lead to depression. And some may not be high functioning depression, right? Some of this may lead into depression, period. I've heard of women who literally are in marriages with the misogynistic person, right? And anytime they say something, the woman says something to the husband, it becomes a battle. You got to strategize. You got to plan that. If you don't see a change, if you don't see a path forward, you're going to have to get into planning mode. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Next, when you start feeling that, that angst or whatever that feeling is, those things that we just went over, try to shift your mind. Mindset is so key in this. Try to shift your mind and start writing down, right? Start jotting down what you want your life to look like. Like, yeah, it may look like this now, but you know what? This time next year, I am going to have a better job working for a children's organization that helps blah, 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 right? Or in 6 months, I am going to blah, 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 blah. Number one on the list is to find a new job because I cannot stay here. Or number one on the list is to address what's going on, ask for time off because there is wording and ways that you can get time off while they still pay you for right now. And now is the time to do that. Like there are legal phrases that will help you get some time off. And I'm not going to share them here, but there are some key legal phrases that will, if you present it right and in writing with your request for time off, if people haven't started doing that at your job already and you want to take advantage of that, do it now. Because when the tides turn, when the guards change, I don't know, if what that will look like. But right now, people are still getting that. So plan what your life will look like. If that's for you to take a sabbatical while you figure things out, if that's for you to move from the community that you're in now to make sure your children are safe, whatever that is, start planning that. And this is where I'm going to do a little plug because this is what every day, this is my 300 things manifestation journal and tracker. I talk about it. It's linked in my bio. You can get it from Amazon as well. I don't recommend it because you'll pay more because like this is a hardcover. When I first created this, the prices were very feasible, right? Under $20. Amazon went up. This is a KDP production. Amazon went up on their printing and they increased the hardcovers by over $8 from the time I launched this. And so I highly recommend you downloading it. You can also use a free resource called smallpdf.com where you can then make it editable. You can you can type in your responses versus having to print and write. But again, I have a document that will be in the description. If it's not already, another free Google document, this will be included in that. But start jotting down what your life is going to look like. And let me tell you, I've been doing this. I created this based on Steve Harvey's 300 Things Manifestation. And for me, I needed someplace, not only that I could write down, I'm not going to show like everything that I wrote, but I hope you saw some of that. But not only did I want to write down what I wanted for my life, I needed biblical quotes. And so the other reason why this is here. So as I'm talking to my friend, I'm like looking for quotes in here to help her through what she's going through. Right. And so, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. This is Matthew 6:33. And so on top of each page where you're writing down your goals and what you want for your life, there is a quote, a biblical quote that will help you to stay motivated, to know that his word is still the word. His word for us never changes, right? And so again, you can get this, download it for under I forgot, it's like $15, something like that. But plan what you want for your life. Also, I don't care if it's cold outside. I don't care if it's rainy. Get outside. Get outside as often as you can. If you find yourself in an office that is stifling you, is suffocating you, get outside. If it's sunny, great. Let those sun rays do their what they are here to do, and that is to re-energize, to um, provide clarity. Like the power of the sun, for those who don't experience it, life changing. And again, it's free. If it's cold outside, but the stress in your office is getting you in such a way, make sure you go for a walk. Take care of yourself. Outside energy is a way to at least temporarily combat what's going on inside. Get in community. That's why I'm so glad God put this on my heart when He did. Oh my gosh, I feel like we are developing such an amazing community over here, the Gym Nation, my gemstones. We are almost, I cannot believe we are nearly 10,000 subscribers in 26 days. When we started, we were about 35, 36, 37. I have to look up the numbers, 35, 36, 3,700. We are now over 9,500. And that is what it's going to take for us to get through this. Community is what it's going to take. Community of like-minded individuals, because like I said earlier, we can't talk to everybody, nor should we, right? There's no need to argue with people that are stuck in their ways. There is no reason to have debates. And that's what I used to say in 2020, right? When it was a fight between if you're getting this, the poke or not. I'm not fighting with nobody. I understand both sides in a lot of ways, right? I understand, especially when it came to kids, right? I'm not going to sit here and debate you. God put you here, just like He put me here. And I don't have dominion or authority over you, nor do you have dominion or authority over me. And so it doesn't make sense to get your blood pressure up, to um, get a headache, get stressed out, trying to convince somebody else, right? Now you can try, like when I talk about move abroad, have the conversations, test the waters, but don't sit there letting naysayers sway you, or you sitting there fighting to sway them, and then ending up getting um a heart attack. And so yeah. And then finally, well, one of the things we can talk about, and we already did, but this isn't the free resource. Some places you can get free resources, but it's asking for help and seeking support. This is critical, especially depending on your situation. Some of these free things may not check all the boxes and do all the things. You may need to go deeper, and it's okay. It's better to, and even if it means talking, I don't always recommend, I do recommend talking to your pastor and talking to your pastor, not necessarily church folk, but talking to your pastor. I do recommend that. I do recommend you turning to the pages, of the Bible. But I do also recommend seeking professional help and taking care of yourself before whatever it is going on takes care of you. And so, um, there is also a article, and I'm going to come look at questions. There was also an article. I probably can pull this up. Let me see if this one has as many ads. Damn it. Excuse me. And I'm going to look at comments in a minute. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. Right. So I'm going to pull this article up. It was in Essence. Oh, it does. Jeez Louise. What? Okay. I'm going to try to get through it. Hold on. And after I go through a couple more points, I'm going to come and see if there's any. I don't even know how many people are here. Hey, so if you're in here right now, do me a favor. Hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. It's a way to say thank you. It's a way to get this word out to more people. It's a way to pay your tithes, as we say here at Gym Nation. And so hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Oh, we lost one person. Every time I tell you, I will sit here and I will plan to say hit the like button and I will watch. The number will stay the same. As soon as I say hit the like button, at least one person is going to go away because they don't want to take the time or the effort, or they feel guilty because they're in here spying. Whatever it is. But I find a little comedy in that. We all need comedy these days. Okay, so I'm going to pull up this Essence article. And before I forget, we're back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Listen, I want to try to give my word, but I'm scared that we are going to be out before 10. And I'm going to say I'm going to be here at 9:05 because I have a consultation, a Mexican residency consultation at 8 a.m. And those are for an hour. And I keep it to an hour because there's follow-up that happens after. So if I'm not here at 9 a.m., y'all chat amongst yourselves. I will be here no later than 9:05. If you're interested in setting up any type of consultation, the links will be in the description if they're not there already. And again, that includes Mexican residency consultations. The price goes up tonight at $11.59. It goes up $50 for each of the consultations. I brought the price down because of the launch. We did this. It was only supposed to be a 1-week launch, right? A 1 week of going lives. So I brought the price down, but these consultations require work. And it's not just pre-work, it's post-work. And so the price will go up $50. You don't have to book today. You don't have to book for today. You can book through December at the current price, which is $50 less. It's $249 for Mexican residency. It's $149 now for general consultations. And then we have a 28-day accountability challenge. So that's going to start on Sunday at 8 p.m. where we come together and we hold each other accountable for 4 weeks to get ish done. This is not a game. In community, we can be in community, but we also have to execute. We also have to take action. And this collective was formed. The first cohort was formed to keep us accountable. And I use this for me in this series. I use this for me in my investing community. And so if you're interested, the links they should be already in the comment section, in the description, but if they're not, they will be later. So let's just look at the Essence article. Let me pull it up. Do you know how I am? Well, those of you who have been here, you know how I am with StreamYard. I swear, I wish someone else would come on board and make this a little less cumbersome to add to screen. Okay, so put my face down there, present, share screen, Essence, share. Now I have to bring up, add to stage. See, here goes the ads. So basically, this article, it talks about Black women being done, reclaiming power after the 2024 election. And before I start to read this, the one most important thing that we have to do when we combat this high functioning depression that Black women are suffering from at greater numbers is to get some rest. And I hesitate on saying that because sometimes rest can look like or turn into depression, but some of us don't get rest at all. Some of us have too much going on and we are prioritizing everyone else except for us. And so getting rest is key, especially when your body feels like it. Now, it doesn't mean not getting out of bed and not, being able to function, but it does mean getting rest. And so we're going to go into the done strategy that was just released by a doctor post, what happened a month ago. But Black women are done reclaiming power after the 2024 situation. The power of Black women, virtual convening. So they came together online, community, the power of Black women, virtual convening. And when I say they, I wasn't there. So Black women convening brought together nearly 400 women, encouraging them to prioritize self-care, embrace their purpose, and foster intergenerational unity to move forward. Many of you know I talked on an impromptu live that I put up on Thursday that I had a impromptu conversation with my 94-year-old aunt who drives herself around, was telling me on Thanksgiving she's so upset now because she just had to start using a cane, but when she's singing in the choir, she can't stand up the whole time without it. So she's 94 and upset that she just had to start using a cane while she's singing in the choir every Sunday. Anyway, she shared with me, times of Jim Crow and how our Black men chose to risk their lives by joining the service to get better treatment. And so we're going to talk tomorrow about losing Black jobs and all of that. And we'll talk more about that. But I just wanted to share that intergenerational conversation can be so beneficial. And so the things I want to talk about here is the done strategy. And so Black women are done. A central theme of the night was how much Black women take care of everyone and everything but themselves and wind up burnt out. This is according to Dr. Angela Anderson. She's a writer, a host, well-being expert, and she encouraged Black women to measure their value outside of what they do and take time to relax. She wanted to remind, I'll just read the quote. I want to remind you that you are valuable and you are productive. You are not valuable because you are productive. And I think sometimes we equate our value with the things that we are doing. So yeah, you're valuable, period. Our lives matter, period. And that is why rest is a foreign concept for us because we're always in go mode. We're always doing. And Dr. Anderson made this lesson it's a catchy lesson with the acronym DONE. Double down on rest and dedicate yourselves to healthy boundaries. Delivering from a deficit is over. Like if your glass is not full, our glasses need to be close to full before we start really pouring out, right? I remember seeing this quote that I used to love on Mother's Day, and I used to post it because it reminded me of my mother so much. A mother is someone who has 5 pieces of pie left. And I'm not saying it accurately, but a mother is someone who has 5 pieces of pie, realizes she only has 5 pieces of pie, but there are 6 people, including her, and quickly declares, I don't like pie. I don't like pie. You go ahead and have the pie. And so the DOWN acronym stands for doubling down on rest and dedicate yourself to healthy boundaries. Delivering from a deficit is over. So mamas need a slice of pie too. Mama's the one who stood in the kitchen cooking the pie. Right? Mamas are the ones that are always, taking less than. And so we need to work from an area, even if it's not surplus, we cannot be in deficit. O is to own your stuff and let everyone else own theirs. Don't take on so much that you're overwhelmed. Right? So we're always doing. No, let other people do too. Nurture yourselves first and then nurture the community. When they tell us to, run into action and start doing this and you can't leave and can't do that. No, nurture yourself first and then nurture the community. You've never seen a tree that has a rotten trunk and healthy branches because the trunk must be healthy first. And then everything that branches off from it is healthy. And that's just like put your oxygen mask on first. And the E stands for extend the same grace you extend to everyone else, to yourself. It's okay to be tired and it's okay to ask for help. And she closed by saying, no longer am I willing to prioritize those to whom I am replaceable at the expense of those to whom I'm not. Know who's in your circle. Know who's in your circle and prioritize accordingly. And so let me just look at the notes and then I'll come to the questions. So yeah, we are literally done. DONE. And again, you can find that article on essence.com. And I want to make sure that I covered everything. Yeah, so we talked about high functioning depression. Yes. So let me go to, oh, that's what I wanted to do. So before we move on, before I go to questions, I want to just give some quick strategies on how we can arm ourselves. And I have to pull that up as well. And this resource is going to be available. Let me see if it's on the link already. I mean, the link is there already. Yep, it's there already. So there's a free resource and summary document from today's conversation. We're about to go over the ways to arm yourself that may not look like the average ways, right? It's not just, taking it to the Lord in prayer, which is one of the strategies, but we're going to have a more strategic approach, and it may require a little bit of work, right? And so the goal is to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And the blueprint's already out there. We just have to look different places, right? We just have to know where to look. And so let me go ahead and share this. Present, share screen, share screen. Okay, I'm going to bring it up. So there are 3 books that I think have changed my life. Well, there's really 4 that I would call out, but for the sake of this conversation, am I not sharing? Did I not bring it to the stage? No. Okay, there we go. There are 4 books that completely changed my life, and 3 of them are included here. The Art of War for Women, The Art of War, and the 48 Laws of Power. I'm going to summarize. I'm going to give you a few takeaways from The Art of War for Women, but here's a summary. The Art of War for Women takes the ancient principles of Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and adapts them to the modern challenges women face in both personal and professional life. Chen Zhang-Chu emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, strategy, and resilience in overcoming obstacles. She draws on the Sun Tzu's wisdom, teaching women to be strategic, flexible, and confident in their approach to life's battles. The book encourages women to understand their own strengths, recognize their adversaries. Let me say that again. Recognize their adversaries, choose their battles wisely. Everybody doesn't deserve your attention when it comes to battling, and lead with grace and confidence. It's a guide for empowerment through the art of strategic thinking and action. I used to read this book. I need to reread it. I used to read this book. The nature of my career was very male dominant. I was in sales and used to have to present to CEOs, CMOs, CFOs. The list goes on and on. And these books definitely were recommended by women of certain power or men of certain power. And trust and believe these are the same books that our adversaries have mastered in order to get to where they are right now. And there's audio books. And so there's links here too. And if you don't have Audible, you can get it for free or 99 cents or something like that. They may be on other platforms, but these are links to where you can get it, either a hard copy or Audible. So let's talk about some of the takeaways. 1, you have to know yourself. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses is crucial to success. Self-awareness. I'm not going to go through all of them because they are in this document. There's 15 of them. I'll go through 7 right now. And then I'll go to the next resource. Know your enemy. Just as important as understanding. Oh, I forgot to read the last part. Know yourself. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses is crucial to success. Self-awareness is the first step in any strategy. Number two, know your enemy. Just as important as understanding yourself is knowing those around you, whether it's competitors, colleagues, or opponents. Understanding their motivations and actions give you the upper hand. So part of my training into what I had to do career wise was learning personalities and knowing my own as well. Many of you may have taken a Briar's Lord Jesus, Briar Miggs. Why does that not sound right? Miggs Briar, Myers Briggs. I think yes, Myers Briggs personality test. Oh, child. Okay, many of you may have taken that in your career. So, learning and understanding personality is critical, not only yours, but your enemy. Choose your battles. We kind of talked about that, right? Not every fight is worth engaging in. Sometimes avoiding conflict is the best strategy, and that's even going to make more sense. You don't have to fight all the time. Use the environment to your advantage, leverage your surroundings and circumstances to gain the upper hand, adapt to the situation instead of forcing your will. The power of silence, Lord, this is a good one. The power of silence in certain situations, restraint and silence are more powerful than speaking out of reacting impulsively. The importance of timing. Timing is critical in achieving your goals. Patience can often lead to better opportunities than rushing. And flexibility is key. There's 15 key takeaways. There's more in the book. But again, all of this will be on the document. You could download it now for free. Be willing to adapt your plans based on changing circumstances. Listen, we've been talking about that throughout the last 26 days. And so, yeah. Okay, so next I'm going to go to the 48 laws of power. Basically, some of you may have heard about it, and then I'll talk quickly about the art of war. So the 48 laws of power, New York Times bestseller, is the definitive manual for anyone interested in gaining, observing, or defending against ultimate control. From the author of The Laws of Human Nature, this is the only authorized paper. Well, this is paperback edition. We didn't need to read that. I'm thinking as I'm reading, because if you are in a controlled relationship with your spouse and not sure how to get out or not sure how to handle it, especially with all the changes that are coming with the no contest divorce and all of that, read the 48 laws of power. You will be controlling him before he even could realize you're controlling him. Again, listen through Audible, whatever go to the library, get a free copy, but make sure this is part of your armor and your arsenal. In the book that people proclaimed beguiling and fascinating, beguiling. I said that right? I said that wrong. Lord Jesus. Robert Greene and Jos Effers have distilled 3,000 years of the history of power into 48 essential laws by drawing from the philosophies of Machiavelli, Sun Tzu. We just talked about Sun Tzu in The Art of War for Women, in The Art of War, and Karl von Clausewitz, and also from the lives of figures ranging from Henry Kissinger to P.T. Barnum. Now, we didn't mention one Black person as part of this strategy, because guess what? Black people have still yet to win in this country. Now, if there was a book that I would recommend is The Miseducation of the Negro. I would definitely recommend that. And that's by Carter G. Woodson. And matter of fact, I'm going to include that in this link, because even though at that time we were nowhere close to, the freedoms that we thought we had, Carter G. Woodson lays out a lot of the challenges and the problems we as Black people face, right? And so, so learn from those who came before us, learn from those who won wars or who were leaders of wars. There are so many great principles that are easy to digest in these books. That's why I'm bringing them to your attention. And just like The Art of War for Women, it's The Art of War, which is a renowned ancient Chinese military treatise written by Sun Tzu, a military strategist and philosopher. It gives, and I'm just going to go down to the bottom. It gives insights to strategy and warfare, provides valuable insights into navigating dynamic and unpredictable environments in various domains. We are entering into unpredictable environments and domain. Delves into the qualities of successful leaders, offers practical advice on how to gain advantages and outmaneuver opponents, and emphasizes the importance of strategic thinking and planning. And so, yes, while I do believe we can listen to Roland Martins and Joyanne Reeds and some other people, Al Sharpton, we need to have a strategy. We need to stop listening, less planning, more execution, more action. And so these books will help you get there. I also included what I talked about earlier, the 300 Things Manifestation Journal and Tracker, with the link to smallpdf.com, where after you download, you can just keep it on your device and put your entries there and keep it there. I tend to like a hard copy because I travel as well. And so if I'm on a flight, it's just easier. I don't need Wi-Fi. I can look straight here, and I keep 2 copies. This is what I travel with. This is what I take the information here and rewrite it. I think, listen, writing it down twice just gives me a bigger advantage. And so let me see if there's any questions. Again, if I see the cues, I'm going to stop there first and then go back. I'm going to start from the bottom because... Oh, great. Thanks for letting us know. If you have Audible, 48 Laws of Power on sale right now. But if you have the subscription, of course, you can use your credits. Thank you. Thank you for that. So again, I just want you to read it. Like I said, nobody's trying there. I know the paperback on Amazon was under $10, right? But if you have Audible, please listen to what LaRonda said, because we need, and to give you some insight, not that I feel like we need to have a book study group or any type of, we don't have to, I don't think we need a group to just really read books together, but I am going to have a separate membership community, or just community, where we discuss and see how we could just, brainstorm off of each other, how you can implement. This came up. Somebody's like, oh, well, in the 48 Laws of Power, blah, 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 blah. So you can blah, 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 because a community and accountability is going to get you through, but we need to read. We need to read this information. And, again, a lot of them say they know we don't read the way we should, or we'll watch some reality TV and we'll hit Tubi and all these other, brainless entertainment. I mean, listen, I engage in some mindless entertainment too. I'm not going to lie, but I also read a lot. And I'm also committed to a movement, so I'm not knocking people for mindless entertainment, but it should be after you've had some mindful education. Oh, you never heard of the 48 Laws of Power? Power versus force. Okay, that's another good one. That's what listen, drop the gems, gem droppers. Let's drop the gems in here. No, the 48 Laws of Power, it's when you say a manual for narcissism, when I read it, I was like, damn, these strategies were used on me and my... Yes. So yes, I thought you were saying not to read it, but exactly. There's another book, and I have it in my... It's called He Motions by T.D. Jakes. So that's the one author that I think would apply here when it comes to misogyny and Black men specifically. He Motions. Oh my gosh. I don't care what you think about that man. I don't care what you think about the news that's circulating. Read that book. Read that book. If you want to understand your brothers, your fathers, your uncles, the Black men you work with, read that book. Like, life-changing. He Motions, He. Matter of fact, I'm going to add that to the list on here too, and then repost it. So what did I say? He motions, and there was something else. Oh, the miseducation of the Negro. Okay, so you can download it now, but later on today, I'll have a newer version with those links included too. Okay. So let's go. Yeah, the 48 Laws of Power is amazing. And you have to get in their minds to be able to counterattack. And this is all war, y'all. This is not a game. Call me fearmongerer, but put a miss in front of it. Miss fearmongerer. This is not a game. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, please hit the like button, everybody. Whoever's in here, go ahead and hit the like button. I appreciate it. The Lord wants us to take self-defense classes. They're free ones. Just search in your area. Okay, so that was my whole video, right? I F around and find out that video. Go check that out. And how many of us have already signed up or sent it to someone? Even if you didn't sign up, send it to your niece, your nephew, the free ones. There are free ones on Coursera. You don't even have to leave your house. Make them. If you want a Christmas gift, if you want that passport, I need you to come show me some new moves that you learned on using this free resource on Coursera. Like, this is serious. Like, we have to take action. And oh, y'all giving somebody energy. Is that the guy who was asking about the passport and all of that? Please. I usually don't listen. When I took on this undertaking, talking about Black people and white people in this day and age, where we're completely half split down the middle, I knew the trolls were coming. Like, I literally mentally prepared myself for the trolls. And when I saw the comment about, and I'm sure I haven't seen what you're talking about, but I'm sure it's the person who was asking about residency. He could hire me if he wants, more information. I would take, I'll take his call. But thank you but don't give them energy. And let me tell you, ignoring, what did we just go over? That's one of the laws of power. Sometimes when you ignore a bully or a troll, man, that pisses them off more than anything else. And they move on to the next, and they'll find someplace else to troll. Yes, give the saucer, let the cup stay full. Heard that years ago. I love your sharing, Kim. Stephanie Perry was just saying this in the YouTube video. We bring value. Our job does not give us value. Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, the doctors are saying it. Essence has been saying it. That's who I worked for 20 years. We've been saying it. So this is not a new phenomenon, right? Our mission was, well, they changed since then, but we love Black women deeply. And there was another one when Susan Taylor was there. But anyway, yes, we've been trying to, that was my whole career, selling our value to white corporations who, would spend millions upon millions in the Vogues and the Glamours and the Good Housekeepings or whatever, but would give pennies to the Essence, the Ebonies, the Jets, and so, yeah, we've been saying this. This is not a new phenomenon. Yes, we are done. Not trying to save them from themselves anymore. Exactly. Dustin's title is ironic. In what way? I don't know what you mean, so I can't really respond to that. Could travel as a group, but I'm leaving with or without anyone else. 100%. 100%. Okay, I don't see any questions. I'm still scrolling now. So do me a favor, Crystal. I mean, I love Stephanie too, but it seems like every other post is about Stephanie, and it's like making, like, I promote Stephanie on this channel, but let's like keep this to the topic at hand. Welcome to the nation, but this is the only, like, I've scrolled and I've seen like 4 comments Um, and I'm not sure why. Um, but yes, please support Stephanie Perry's channel. And she shares a whole bunch of gems and has been for a long time. So yeah, please support her channel, but let's keep the comments so I can manage them and get to the ones. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Stephanie, 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 Lord Jesus. Crystal Hang, look at that. I live closest to Canada. I walk there. Oh, here's a QQQ. Will you please block our troll in case he decides to come back another time? I will. I'll block him. But ignore him. I promise you, ignore him. And he won't be the only one. And so when I get to 10,000, there's a couple people who already raised their hands to be moderators. They will become moderators. But there will be times on every channel I'm on that, every person I subscribe to, whenever they're on, there are trolls that will find their way in. So we just have to learn how to ignore. We really do. Even with the moderators, they won't be able to catch everyone, or they won't be able to attend every session. We got to stay focused. This is us right here. Tunnel vision. All this over here, don't have time for it. No, I'm serious. Like I'm investing too many hours, lovingly, right? Investing too many hours to get this information out for us to pay attention to anything else except what really matters. And so please, 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 while I will block whoever this person is when I find them, because I still haven't seen a comment from him yet, I will block them. But y'all block them too. Just ignore, right? Don't even say their name. Don't respond to them. I promise you, they will go away. I promise you, because all they want is attention. It's just like a baby crying, right? Because they didn't get a piece of candy. Then our parents, they let us cry until we stopped. Ignored the hell out of us. Oh, goodness. Don't have time. I ran in a snag. Don't have time to test the waters. I'm leaving somewhere as long as it's out of the States. Yeah. Okay. So my family has retirement visas. Let me see. My family has retirement visas elsewhere. I have dreams of meeting them at an airport, and they hugged me and said, "You are safe now. Your new home since we made it out of America." God bless. God bless. Yes, meditation also helps. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. And sometimes, so I have a friend, she talks, she'll do a 60-second meditation, right? She's like, when she's at work, because I talk about like my meditation and um how that kind of looks. And she's like, girl, she was like, all I need is 60 seconds. And I know how to quiet the noise in 60 seconds while at work with people hovering around. And so, yeah, definitely get that time to center yourself, spiritually reconnect. Um, yes, exactly. Took me a little minute to figure out what you said about testing the waters. Great moments, gemstones. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, 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 yes. Please, if you're in here, didn't hit the like button, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Community is 100% essential. Um, and even though like this calling didn't come with the blueprint, right? For me, I didn't have a master plan. Like, you're going to do this, talk about this day. Here's the resources. Here's the links. Here's the this. Here's the that. It's too necessary for me to even think I don't have the time, to me even think I don't need community the same way y'all need community. Like, this is helping me as well. And I'm someone who already has residency, right? I already have a plan B. Well, technically it's not, it's just I need to take care of some things here first before, you know, officially making the move. But community keeps me going as well. And so yes, vitamin D. Get your vitamin D checked. I was on 5 to 50,000 milligrams earlier this year. Black women are usually in deficit, not just Black women, melanated women are usually in a high deficit of vitamin D, which can lead to all sorts of things. So definitely um, get your vitamin D levels checked and know the difference between D2 and D3 and all of that. Okay, I don't see. Let me see. Okay, I found him, but I want to read what he said before I block. Oh, I think he was here before too, but he only made one comment. Everything is man's fault. Yeah, they're listen. And some of them aren't even real people, right? Like and when I say real people, there's bots out there. I want to see what his page looks like. Um, yeah, he's definitely. Oh, I missed all of this. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So again, if there's any more questions, put them at the bottom because I can't go through all of his stuff. I was laid off recently, and sometimes it feels. Hey, Christine R. Oh, I was laid off recently, and sometimes I feel like it was a blessing because now I'm forced on moving to Mexico with no distractions. Listen, let me tell you about God's divine timing. Everything that looks initially bad often turns out to be the best thing ever. He moves you when you're too lazy or too complacent to move yourself. And so sad, so sad. We Black women have to do all these intricate and creative listen, at least we have the resources to do it now, right? Think about the 20s and the 30s, the 1800s. I give thanks in all things. That's First Thessalonians 5:18. Yes, we do have it harder than most. We always have. What did Malcolm X say about Black women, right? But we also have resources now. We're able to get in community now much easier than even when he was alive. We still have rights as of right now. let's take advantage of let's take advantage. Do I recommend The Art of War for Women versus The Art of War? So I think The Art of War is classic, right? The Art of Women gives a subtle nuance on how we are divinely made and how we can take the same principles in the art of war and apply them, but using a certain style and certain grace, right? It's hard for me to pick one because they were both so instrumental. Um, and it depends upon your personality. So I have a strong personality. And so The Art of War by far one of the greatest books. But The Art of War for Women made me realize like the softer side. So um I it's hard for me to answer. What I will say is if you are a more creative type versus analytical type, right? There's A and B personalities. If you're more creative type, a more sensitive type, Art of War for Women. The Art of War may be just a little too harsh. Um Let me see. I'm looking for more cues. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely will. I was there almost it was over it was almost 18 years, 17 and change. Yeah. I will definitely talk about that experience. Also, listen, my whole career has been for the love of my people. um, starting, I'll start college days, graduate of Howard University. Worked for a Black owned media company here in New York called it was Inner City Broadcasting at the time. It's been taken over by iHeart, but it's WBLS. And I worked for the largest media company targeting women, right? That speaks to women, Black women, excuse me, Essence. And so, not just for magazines, the Essence Festival, essence.com, all of the pillars. And so, I will talk about that once we get our plan in action, or maybe that'll be like a holiday conversation. So yeah, one of the days that I'm not planning to go live, I may go live just to have a light conversation, no planning, no strategy, and talk about some things. My daily calming practice is walking and meditation. Yeah. Listen, we have to absorb and take advantage of all of the things that are out there for us to keep our minds together, right? To keep our minds right and not get absorbed by all of the negativity. And I think social media is one of the biggest. Listen, there used to be a time, and I say this, I don't have Facebook on my phone. Now I could log on to Facebook on my computer. I don't have Facebook on my phone. I keep Instagram on my phone because at one time for Black travel and culture, that was a primary point of communication. Not so much in the past couple of months because I don't like how Instagram has been. Instagram and TikTok have been working when it comes to Black creators. But there was a time we weren't supposed to know when everybody died. Every time I go on to Facebook, it's rest in peace this person, rest in peace that person. Some of the people, you know, I would have, if my parents would have never known about because of social media, right? I don't need to know about this person where um my ex coworker lived in their community, got hit by a 18-wheeler and they were only 12 years. Like, I don't need to know that. We are absorbing so much trauma content and don't even realize it and how it's affecting us. And so we need to combat that with calming practices, like Cynthia said. And so walking, music, like, listen, you want to put me in a good mood? I'm gonna put on some Luther Vandross, a playlist. I'm gonna put on some Teddy Pendergrass. I'm gonna put on some early '90s R&B before it just got too out there. The centering has begun, and I also like meditation as well. And I also run, but I won't be while it's cold. I sent the list of 20 to my to 6 in my circle, and they were all so grateful. Thank you so much, and we love you for. Thank you, Cynthia. No, seriously, I needed that because, like I said, today, the start of today was stress. It was emotional, not stressful, emotional. What is the link for my investment group? Right now, it's just the people that have been in there because I'm going to rebrand. But right now the name is Investing for Independence. You may see somebody who has a name investments for independent or something like that. Very close to mine, which is why I'm rebranding. So when I rebrand and relaunch, I will let you know. But I still keep the videos from the original classes in a playlist on my page. So if you want to start learning the basics of the stock market and investing and compound interest and how to do fundamental research and picking stocks, those videos are still there. They're, I think from 2022, but it's still relevant information. So you could start there. When I relaunch under a new name, I will let you know. But right now, the accountability group are the same members that have been, part of the group since 2022, 2023. I just gave up the name. I want to say, and when I say gave up the name, it's still branded. Like if you go on Facebook, that's still the name of the community. But I won't be promoting the name anymore since I spoke to a trademark attorney and she just basically told me the amount I would have to pay to fight it is just not worth it. And so, oh, thank you, Cynthia. I think I saw another QQQ down at the bottom, so I'm gonna go there. Oh, wow, YouTube. Listen, it's the same. I'm subscribed to so many people. I never get the notifications. That's what I try to do on the community tab as well. So just know in the morning if you go in the community tab, you will see the latest lives and the links too. Um, and I think the closer you get to like 10,000, they try to they try to listen, that the hill is hard because I could tell through just the pace how it slowed down over the past day. So literally like 200 subscribers every day, at least minimum. And then I think yesterday was like 50 or something like that. So okay, I'm gonna answer two more questions because we're not gonna be here 2 hours and we're almost I'm 30 and spent the morning listening to Earth. Oh yes, listen. See, I need the Earth, Wind, and Fire with Maurice White. I don't want to hear no Earth, Wind, and Fire without Maurice White. A good friend of mine, she's the tour manager for Earth, Wind, and Fire now. We work together at WBLS. Hey, Isabella, if you find me and you're watching, but I still love my Maurice White. Something wanted me to be calm and positive today. Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's right, Loranda. That is my group. And oh, I forgot. Oh, Frankie, Beverly, and Maze. Ciao. I'm gonna have to log off because I'm gonna answer a couple more questions that I got. If it goes off, my bad. I just saw your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into a power outlet, and I have to go get the power outlet. Thank you. I need the Art of War, not a shrinking violet. Exactly. Do I know of any grants for free money? Child. If you find some, let me know. And I don't know what you mean by free money. Free business money, free, I don't have no kid. I mean, I have 10 kids money. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you please provide the link for okay. So yeah, I think, and I did the recommended Art of War. I don't see any more question marks or any QQQs. I think we got through all of them. We are back tomorrow at 9 a.m. And listen, I'm trying to make, I don't want to say promise/pledge because God is in control, but my goal is for us to be done by 9:59 a.m. I have to do 9 a.m. because that's the only time I have available tomorrow. But I also like to watch Stephanie Perry's channel, and I want us to watch Stephanie Perry's channel. So I do have a consultation call at 8 a.m. It will be over by 9 a.m. And then we will start right after that. And then tomorrow, let me just say what the topic is again. I am so excited, child. I am so excited about tomorrow because we are going to talk about the disappearing Black jobs in 2025, and it's time to plan. And listen, DEI, federal government, nurses, doctors, whole healthcare. Listen, there's some jobs that are going to be disappearing more than or quicker than others. We need to talk about it, and we need to talk about, what your plan is. And so join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Sundays is going to be Sunday evening, I believe 7 p.m. I'm going to say 7 p.m. 7 p.m. And then I'm not sure Monday yet. So thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button if you didn't on your way out. And you're bringing your vinyl record collection. Oh, losing, girl. Well, listen, I still have mine, and I can't even imagine giving up my Prince albums, my double out. Like, I can't even imagine giving that up. I don't know, but I have enough family here, so someone's gonna house that stuff for me. But yeah, I feel you on that. And I think that's it. I'm 30 and I spent this morning listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire out of nowhere. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I will see everyone tomorrow at 9 a.m. Don't forget to do the download, the free download to get the information today. If you look at yesterday's video, you will get that information, the free download. And yeah, so listen. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but we got this. We're going to plan, we're going to strategize, we're going to work in community to make sure we are good, right? We can't save everybody, right? But we're going to help as many of those as we can. right? So anyway, till tomorrow, I appreciate everyone. Hit the like button on the way out. Yeah, no, listen, I'm gonna show you. I may show you my Prince album tomorrow. We'll see. Oh my goodness. All right. And then I have some autograph too. Oh no, we are not getting rid of those. Anyway, oh, you're welcome, Crystal. You're so welcome. Thank you for joining Gym Nation. I will see you tomorrow. Let's stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Catch up on the playlist if you haven't already. Have a good day, everyone.